Good morning. A warm welcome to Lntv News Live, 30 minutes of news from Liberia and elsewhere. My name is Maxwell Johnson, presenting on today, Thursday, August 12, 2021. In our top stories, Liberian health authorities confirmed death of an individual who took a mixture of AstraZeneca and J&J vaccines. Supreme Court declares Simeon Taylor winner of the December 8th senatorial election in Grand Cape County. Minister of Justice investigates National Port Authority PM manager for authorizing sailing of the Nico Avanca vessel without approval. And away from home, a court sentences two Islamic militants to 20 years in Burkina Faso. This story plus more coming up on this edition of Lntv News Live. We're taking a quick break. We'll come back. We'll bring you the details. Welcome to Lntv News Live. To this story now, Health Minister Dr. William Minanja says an individual who took a mixture of the AstraZeneca and Johnson & Johnson vaccines has died. Mr. Jaya said the individual earlier took the AstraZeneca vaccine and willfully got his J&J jab recently despite warning from health authorities. She said it was irreversible for someone who took the AstraZeneca to also take the Johnson & Johnson because the J&J is a single shot. In recent times, there have been serious concern about the new Marburg virus in neighboring Guinea. Already, the virus has killed one person in that country, triggering serious concern in Liberia as health experts in both countries are working to investigate the source of the virus. Dr. Francis Kete is Liberia's chief medical officer.
What has happened here is that this is the first time that we are seeing it within our region. And remember the same with Ebola. Ebola came from the Guinea area, almost around that same region. And so we also have to be very mindful on what we do. So these are things that happen, and what we try to do now is to investigate and see, okay, if we do have a Marburg disease in the Guinean area, the Jekedu area, where did it come from? This person, unfortunately, the person died, and sample from this person was tested and then was confirmed. So we have to go back and do an investigation. And this is where now the work of public health basically cut across with a security network. And so you look at global health security. So within the security apparatus, you have to begin to investigate and see, okay, who did this person come in contact with? And who did that person come in contact with? What has happened? Was this person in contact with a bat, with an animal or whatever? So we have to do all of these investigations.
Are you the one doing the investigation, or you are working along with your Guinean counterpart, or is it a global or something?
These are tough questions. These are tough questions we begin to ask our Guinean counterpart, and our Guinean counterpart are also concerned. So they will do that investigation. Our role here now is that whenever we get these alerts, immediately put in place certain protocols that harden our own surveillance along those borders. So as I speak, the county health officer of Lofa County, Dr. Dode, has now put his team together, and they are working on these things.
Back to our first story, Health Minister Dr. William Minanja says an individual who took a mixture of the AstraZeneca and Johnson & Johnson vaccine has died. Mr. Jaya said the individual earlier took the AstraZeneca vaccine and willfully got his J&J jab recently despite warning from health authorities. She said it was irreversible for someone who took the AstraZeneca to also take the Johnson & Johnson because the J&J is a simple shot.
And one thing we want to say, if you had taken the
AstraZeneca
vaccine, please do not take the J&J, because we have one case where somebody took the J&J when they had already taken AstraZeneca, and they passed out, and they were very, very uncomfortable. And we want no one to experience what that individual experienced. So the AstraZeneca, we have been told that they will be leaving or India on the 13th and in Amsterdam, and they will be able to confirm for us the exact day. As soon as they find the flight to bring it to Liberia, they will be bringing it to Liberia. So we are asking all of those who took AstraZeneca to exercise a little patience. The vaccines will be here pretty soon, and we'll be able to administer it to them. But in the meantime, allow your sister, your brother, your mother, your father, everyone over 18 and older to go and take their Johnson & Johnson vaccine if they have not taken any other vaccine.
At long last, the election dispute in Grand Cape County has come to a closure. The Supreme Court Wednesday reaffirmed the ruling of the National Elections Commission declaring CPP candidate Simeon Taylor winner of the December 8 special senatorial elections. Following the court's ruling, Senator-elect Simeon Taylor called on his challenger, Victor Watson, to join him in developing the county.
My junior brother, former Senator Victor Watson, to come for us to work together to move our county a next step further. A united Cape Mount will help to develop Cape Mount, and we shouldn't be fighting all of the time because it is us that can build our country. And with this unity, we cannot build our country. So I want to say this victory is for all Cape Countians and Liberia alike.
Did you have the fear in the beginning that things would turn around against you?
No, I know I had no fear. My strength is with God, and I believe in God so much. So I had no fear because I didn't do anything wrong to be afraid. I tell you the truth, I knew that this happening was designed to make me strong. 1, 2, it was designed to expose me to Liberia. 3, it was designed so that those who are against Grand Cape Mount County will know that there is a Lord, and in God all things are possible.
Despite the delay in administering the West African Examinations Council WAEC exams due to the sinking of the Nico Avenca vessel, education authorities are hopeful that the exams will be administered soon. By Thursday, which is today, WAEC officials in the sub-region will arrive in the country to finalize discussion about the rescheduling of the exams. Education Minister Professor Ansel Soni made a disclosure Wednesday.
The regional examinations are arriving in the country as of tomorrow. The WAS examination for the 12 graders. So what we are hoping to do now is to have an arrangement. The Minister of Justice is involved. We're going to have a meeting with just the families. God willing, things should go relatively well. We are all in sympathy. The examination begins to come into the country as of tomorrow. Preparations are there that we must go ahead with it. So the final scheduling will come along as soon as the next set of meetings are held with these families. So the exams are not cancelled. They will now be done together in 1 month or so instead of doing the junior high earlier. Discussions are on the way, and I'm hoping that by the end of this week, we will actually now have a schedule that we can talk about publicly and information that we also have about those who are benefactors. And the families, we have to meet with them again. There are a number of persons who have been meeting with them.
The National Port Authority NPA has turned over its Monrovia Pier Supervisor, George McKay, to the Ministry of Justice for investigation in connection with the sinking vessel. The NPA management also turned over the port manager and statistician of the Port of Buchanan to the Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission for further investigation. NPA Director of Public Relations, Malcolm Scott, made a disclosure at a press conference in Monrovia Wednesday.
We'd like to inform you that the 2 suspects mentioned in the press statement that were serving suspension and still serving suspension, have confirmed to internal investigators, to the commission of an act of the establishment of Google accounts. Okay, let me specify it, Google account without management's consent and approval. So they've made this revelation to the investigators. And so that followed an alert to the managing director. The entire investigation began with an alert to the MD, who was notified about this development, that the put staff there had opened and established a Google's account and were making funds to that account. So immediately saw the MD without delay sanctioned an immediate order that asked those staff to be suspended. So we've said to you, the investigators have reported that the suspects have confirmed their actions and they were backing from Wesley. So the popular institution that will not compromise the interests of what we do in the state, would he yield to those plea for forgiveness? What we call you to announce is that we've taken further steps, and this new action is that we are handing over these suspects to the Liberal Anti-Corruption Commission, which is responsible for anti-graft investigation, to be further probe into this matter. We also want to tell you that in another development, by directive of the Managing Director, the Honorable Bill Traore, employee George D. McGill has been suspended with immediate effect and has been turned over to the Ministry of Justice for further probe on accounts of his involvement in the sailing of the wrecked vessel.
Bon County financial covers has been placed on the spotlight by the House of Representatives. The lower house Tuesday of the week mandated the General Auditing Commission, the GAC, to conduct a 2-month investigation into the county's expenditure. The investigation will cover the period November 2018 to August 10, 2021. The House of Representatives issued the mandate Tuesday following the appearance of Internal Affairs Minister and the county's local authorities. Our legislative reporter, Woko Yeager, has been fetching through the files of the House of Representatives to ascertain the reason behind its directive, announcing in this report.
What appears to be a divided house against itself seems to be the order of the day amongst stakeholders of Bon County. But the situation has been brought under control by the House of Representatives following a dramatic scene on Tuesday. Prior to the recent July 26 legislative break, Bon County District 3 Representative Marvin Cole picked bones with Internal Affairs Minister Superintendent Esther Walker, Internal Audit Agency's assigned auditor, and members of the county's PMC to appear before members of the lower house on Capitol Hill. Representative Cole stated the issues of contention.
I have in my possession exhibit of checks that was written on April 13, 2021. 13 different checks were written on over $85,000 while the fiscal superintendent was in the county. And these checks have no signature of the fiscal superintendent as per the law.
Bon County Superintendent Esther Walker was now on top of a slippery hill as she struggled to exonerate herself. Superintendent Walker immediately took to the witness stand to let the cat out of the bag. The discussion then took a different approach after the superintendent alleged that the county fiscal affairs superintendent Paul Salontet had been chopping taxpayers' money for nearly a year now without showing up to work.
The checks in question, my brother Honorable J. Melvin Cole, is showing. The fiscal superintendent had not been to work for 1.5 years. I've been writing the Minister of Internal Affairs, I got copy. Yes. He only wait, he go to take a pay. When somebody say, he say, after all, I pay 100,000 to get a job. To whom I don't know. So he doesn't come to work at all. And so I wrote my boss that we cannot keep county development because of one person.
What role has the Internal Affairs Ministry played in the Bon County saga? This is how Minister Vernon Sirleaf nipped it.
So the PNC, there's a fiscal superintendent doesn't even come to work. I have tons of letters written by the superintendent that he does not come to work. So if you have signature in category A, for example, you have A and B in category A category. If B is not coming to work, A is there, and the development project we can hold it back. That's why you will see the other people signing. But there are complete records there as to how the money is being utilized.
In the wake of claims and counterclaims, the House of Representatives' decision was hashed by a motion from Montserrat of the County District 16 Representative Dixon Sibo.
That an audit be launched immediately by the GSC to substantiate all these claims and come up with a report that will be able to set the records straight. But why the audit is being done? Because the House has majority members in the caucus. We also propose that a moratorium be placed on the accounts to ensure that nothing is withdrawn, because the issues that are training are issues of mismanagement, alleged mismanagement, and only the audit can substantiate that.
The August body also considered as grave the reported action by Bond County Fiscal Affairs Superintendent Paul Salante's prolonged absence from work whilst taking pay. Another motion was made by Lofard County District 3 Representative Clarence Masakwe.
The Honorable Superintendent, Madam Esther Walker of Bond County, has reported that the Fiscal Affairs Superintendent has now reported to work for nearly 1 year. I move, if I can be seconded, that this issue, giving our oversight responsibility, be referred to our committees on internal affairs and the committee on judiciary to investigate this matter and report in 1 week, if I can be seconded.
From the local things, the General Auditing Commission is on an obligation to establish whose hand will be caught in the cookies jar within a period of 2 months, while the House of Representatives, Internal Affairs, Judiciary and Labor Committees do same with the Fiscal Affairs Superintendent and report findings to the August body. I am Lukwed Yeager.
If you just joined us, a reminder that you're watching Lntv News Live, 30 minutes of news from Liberia and elsewhere. My name is Maxwell Johnson. In our top stories, Liberian health authorities confirmed death of an individual who took a mixture of AstraZeneca and J&J vaccines. Supreme Court declares Simeon Taylor winner of the December senatorial election in Grand Cape County. Ministry of Justice investigates National Port Authority PR manager for authorizing sailing of the Nico Avencar vessel without approval. And away from home, a court sentences 2 Islamic militants to 20 years in Burkina Faso. We're taking a break. We'll come back. We'll continue the news. Welcome back to Lntv News. To this story now, Nima County District 6 Representative Don Glikia says support to peace building is essential ahead of the 2023 presidential and legislative elections. Representative Glikia said it will ensure that citizens, including women, youth, and persons with disabilities, fully participate in the electoral process peacefully. He spoke Wednesday at the launch of Phase 2 of the program titled Strengthening Inclusive Civic and Political Participation and Promoting Constructive Re-elections, campaigning for a sustained peace in Liberia.
It is reported that domestic and gender-based violence, the GBV, are rampant almost affecting women, children, and disabled persons as a result of unequal power relations. We can assure you of our collective efforts to deal with these issues through the relevant institutions so as to keep our country peaceful and contribute to achieving the SDG 16. Your Excellency, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we would like to inform you that support to peace building and reconciliation sector is even more critical than ever before because of the pending presidential and legislative election that is right around the corner in 2023. And drawing lessons from the May 10th senatorial elections and national referendum, we are mindful as a government to do everything to prevent any form of violence, to see inclusive, non-violent, peaceful elections, inclusive in terms of ensuring that women and people living with disability fully participate in these coming elections. Therefore, on behalf of the government of Liberia and consistent with our bilateral relationships, I would like to encourage our partners, in addition to the Embassy Ireland, to provide additional support to consolidate peace in Liberia through democratic elections, gender equality, and inclusive participation.
Also speaking, Ireland, Chargé d'Affaires Kate O'Donnell and Zoa Dazel, a country director, Jan van Kranenburg, said their strategy is to promote peace and equal political participation.
And a key element of our strategy in Liberia is promoting our values of peace, equality and justice, with a strong emphasis on gender equality and with a particular focus on increased participation of women in inclusive democratic processes at all levels, from the local level right through to the national level. And I think what we're hearing in the discussion today is the importance of diversity and inclusion. And that's important for two key reasons. One is that you don't use your resources if you don't include all the people who can contribute to building this great country and bringing it further along its path of development. And if we don't create the opportunities and the capacities and the spaces for inclusion, and that's everybody, men, women, children, people with disabilities, people with differing views, people with different opinions, and really create space for dialogue, and dialogue about talking and about listening. And that centrality of the importance of inclusion is one side of it. And the other side is the rights of women in this country to be represented at every level in the way that they need and that they have a right to.
For his part, Liberia Peace Building Office Executive Director Edward Moba provided an overview of the program.
Based on the good work and laudable achievements being made over the periods, that with the good support of Irish, the people of Ireland, through its embassy in Liberia, were able to extend this project, for which today we have gathered here to launch. So the project is taking place, phase 2 of this project is taking place in the aftermath of December 2020 midterm senatorial elections and the constitutional referendum, at the same time working towards 2023 presidential and legislative elections.
Employees at 3 government entities will for now have access to the legal power of attorney, otherwise known in Liberia as the LPA scheme, which for nearly 40 years has been dormant. The dormancy of the scheme was as a result of the Liberian Civil War. However, the LPA scheme was launched Wednesday in the country. We have a report by intern reporter Emmanuel Colley.
The launch, which took place at the ministerial complex in Congo Town, was followed by the signing of a memorandum of understanding between the Finance and Civil Service Agency, including GT and EcoBanks. Speaking Wednesday, Foreign Minister D. Master Kinia said the scheme is in line with government's proper agenda. Minister Kinia said it will bring about development transformation in the country and at the same time empowers civil servants.
Because with such an empowerment, Liberia will be able to move ahead, and then the proper agenda will continue to be a reality. We want to say a big thank you in a profundest manner to His Excellency President Leah for this initiative.
In a brief background, LRA Commissioner General Thomas Dona said the launch of the LPA scheme as a new beginning for Liberia. Mr. Dona said the scheme will be impactful to several servants across the country.
So I think this is a new beginning, but I can tell you this is going to be impactful. We want to call on the banks to be open-minded about this. I want to talk to the banks to be open-minded about this. If you take 33% of government payroll and you having it every month in the businesses, nobody got to tell you, man, then imagine I don't know math. But nobody got to explain that math to you. You know what I'm saying? That math is so simple and you got to understand. And I can take.
The reported beating of a female on the GSA Row community in Pinsville by an officer of the Liberia Immigration Service, authorities of the LIS are not taking the matter lightly. They have suspended the officer for 3 months for his action. The Director of Communications at the Liberia Immigration Service, Abraham Dolly, has been explaining more to Samson David.
Where the administration of the Liberia Immigration Service attention has been drawn to a Facebook post by one of our officers that beat on a female in the GSA community, identified as Madam Kuma Fatoma. Madam Kuma Fatoma was beaten by an officer identified as Festus Otto on July 30th, 2021 in the GSA community for not wearing nose mask.
What basically have the LIS done as it relates to the incident you talking about?
Well, what we have done as an institution, the Commissioner General, Commissioner Robert David Budi Sr., has instructed the officers in question of Festus Otto should be disrobed and turned over to the professional standard for investigation. The investigation has been ongoing and the officers in question has been charged with disorderly conduct, aggravated assault, coupled with abandonment of duties.
Has he been sent to court?
No, he has not yet been sent to court. The officer in question is an immigration officer, so we have the Professional Standard Division of the Liberia Immigration Service, and we have other relevant structures at immigration that represent officers in terms of any officer misconduct. So he was disrobed and turned over to the professional standard. Coupled with those charges, he has been suspended for 3 months without pay.
And briefly of the home front now, 2 members of an Islamic militant group in Burkina Faso have been convicted and sentenced to 20 years in prison in the first trial of its kind in the country. The men were members of Ansar Islam, a group formed by popular Islamic preacher Ibrahim Diko, who reportedly died in 2019. The 2 men, aged 38 and 29, admitted to charges that they attacked a school in the central region in 2018 and set it on fire because they believed the school's teaching were contrary to Islamic law. The court also ordered them to pay $7,000 in damages. Well, on that note, that's how we come to the end of this edition of Lntv News Live. Before we go, the recap of our major stories. Liberian health authorities confirmed the death of an individual who took a mixture of AstraZeneca and J&J vaccines. Supreme Court declares Simeon Taylor winner of the December 8 senatorial elections in Grand Cape County. Ministry of Justice investigates National Port Authority PM manager for authorizing the sailing of the Nico Avencar vessel with our approval. And away from home, a court sentences 2 Islamic militants to 20 years in Burkina Faso. Thank you so much for listening. Thanks to our reporters and editors for making this edition a success. Join our updates at 12, 2, and 4. Better stay join us tonight for another round of news bulletin. On behalf of the entire news team, I've been your presenter, Maxwell Johnson. Have a good day from Pinsville.
to the Joseph G. Smith School of Excellence, commonly called Supreme Kids. At Supreme Kids, we offer the best educational materials using the Abika curriculum to enable our students compete with other students worldwide. We have an up-to-date library where our students sit and read from a wide range of textbooks. Water flowing from above. We also have our computer lab to prepare our students for today's reality. Our classes are fully air-conditioned. To declare my longing thirst for the water that comes from above. Take advantage of this glorious opportunity for your kids, where it's not all works, but with our modern playground, your kids do have fun. With our bus system, our students are taken to and from school comfortably. Our classes run from 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Monday to Thursday, and on Fridays from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. We also have vacation school that runs from July to August. Call us now on 0777 592 232 or 0886 909 466. Better still, 0777 272 609 or 0886 523 035. Joseph G. Smith School of Excellence or Supreme Kids, a place where your children remain supreme. Living water leads me to my goal. Leads me to my goal. Now refreshing and cleansing to my soul. Cleansing to my soul. Truly I'm alive. And I know.
Begin at TunesLiberia.com.
National Toiletries Incorporated, Liberia-owned and reliable toiletries company, specialized in advanced quality toiletries assorted products such as Kuma tissue, Kuma baby pampers, Kuma napkins, Kuma paper towel, and Kuma Flora. At National Toiletries Incorporated, we also have Gulf LC and UP Cosmetic Products. We have the expertise and experience. We train professional Liberian men and women. We use modernized machines and equipment to produce international standard toiletries in Liberia. We also produce Kuma Benu Special Mineral Water, Mamusu Clear Gel, and Laundry Soap. National Toiletries Incorporated, Liberia-owned toiletries. We are located in Painesville, Benner Farm. Call us on the following numbers: 0777 543 985, 0777 060079, 0886 543 985 or 0770 535 114. Whenever you think about the best toiletries in Liberia, think National Toiletries Incorporated, where every customer is our priority.
Must all rise. Let's stand together to fight Corona.
Good morning, sir. Yeah, man. Yeah, please wash your hands and wear your mask.
Why?
Corona is here.
But you know what I am, you tell me how to wash my hands?
But Corona is not, it doesn't have to do with people who you are or who.
What mean you can't follow their respect? So you ask me to wash my hands and put mask on my face?
You must wash your hands and put your mask on properly. If not, no entry.
But not everybody will bring nothing to. Not everybody.
You have to do that. That's the policy. The health policy, the health regulation says, wash your hands and wear your nose mask.
Man, look, I don't like this one. What kind of disrespect is this?
It's not disrespect.
What kind of thing is this?
I'm just going. How are you?
What's happening?
This individual came to gain entry, and I told him to let him to wash his hands and wear his mask, but he doesn't want to do it. I say that because I know who he is.
So is that what you supposed to do? Get full disrespect?
Okay, so just be funny.
Thank you very much, sir.
What are you saying? Yeah, what is it?
I'm Edward Thomas, sir.
Yeah, go ahead. What is it?
So, please, may you please just wear your mask and wash your hands. It is important that you wear your nose mask regularly to wash your hands for prevention. Please, sir.
So is that what you supposed to do to everybody?
It's a regular procedure. I apologize for the way he spoke to you, but I'm begging you, may you please just wash your nose and
Okay, if that be the case, fine. Okay, no problem. For the safety of myself and a lot of people, okay, I'll wear my mask.
Like you, it does not know the president, it does not know the lawmakers, it does not know ministers, it does not know market sellers, it affects everyone. So it's only important that we all follow the health protocols and keep ourselves safe.
Oh, thank you, sir. No problem. I'm going to wash my hands.
Thank you, sir. Say your family members to wear the nose mask and wash your hands regularly.
Okay. I think coronavirus is everybody's business. I will always wear my mask and wash my hands wherever I go. Thank you so much.
Sex is good for me and you. When we agree to do it, we will like it. Sex is good for you and me. When we agree to do it, we will like it. If I say no, then I'm being no. If I say yes, baby.
Hello, my name is Lometa Issei, and I bring you these greetings from the Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Protection. Fellow Liberians, let's say no to sexual and gender-based violence, especially rape in our country. Do not compromise rape. Survivors of rape face painful situations, and all of the time, they are the ones suffering along with the family and with the community at large. An environment free of rape is possible. The change starts with me and with you. If you see something, say something. Do not cover up rape. Do not cover up domestic violence. Children have a right to a good life. Speak out against child abuse. The Ministry